Scientists have at last disclosed what lies at the bottom of the Oak Island money grave. It's similar to a traditional tale about concealed riches and traps, but with a twist. Despite the fact that we know precisely where the treasure is concealed, recovering it has proven to be an arduous task. In most instances, the greatest difficulty in locating buried treasure is in locating it. In this case, however, it is retrieving it that poses the greatest challenge. Numerous individuals have theorized and attempted to solve this issue, but no one has yet been successful. The mystery encircling Oak Island and its fabled lost wealth has attracted countless treasure hunters for over 2 centuries, but scientists have now revealed what is at the bottom of the Oak Island money pit. Despite the efforts of numerous people, including notable figures such as Franklin D. Roosevelt, Errol Flynn, and John Wayne, the treasure remains stubbornly buried in the earth, resulting in the deaths of several people. In 1795, a man named Daniel McGinnis discovered a strange circular depression on an uninhabited island off the coast of Nova Scotia. McGinnis, a fan of the genre, decided to investigate the depression after hearing rumors that Captain Kidd had buried 2 million pounds of treasure east of Boston. The following day, McGinnis and his companions returned to the site and began excavating. Initially, the ground was very soft, but after roughly 3 meters, they struck something solid. It was a piece of oak, not a hoard of gold. Initially, this did not appear to be much, but as the men delved deeper, they discovered another plank, and then another. Along the sidewalls of the trench they were excavating, they also observed what appeared to be pick and shovel marks. Someone excavated and then filled in the trench many years ago. Due to the island's size and isolation, it is highly unlikely that someone dug such a large and deep grave for any purpose other than to conceal something of great value. The search for the missing treasure of Captain Kidd had officially begun. However, despite vertically descending the equivalent of 3 stories, no treasure was discovered. The workers ran out of resources, time, equipment, and people, and gave up constructing the massive hole in the earth, henceforth referred to as the Money Pit. The Money Pit on Oak Island had attracted treasure hunters from all over the world, despite the fact that excavation had been abandoned following a failed initial attempt. In 1802, 30 men from the neighboring hamlet of Onslaught arrived with shovels and pickaxes and began excavating the ditch, making it deeper than it had been previously. Approximately 27 meters in depth, they discovered a large stone engraved with a cipher that, when deciphered, would disclose a hidden message, as well as wooden platforms spaced at 3-meter intervals. 10 feet down, 2 million pounds are concealed. However, disaster struck just as it appeared that Captain Kidd's treasure had been found. The Onslaught personnel returned to the money pit one morning to discover that it had been completely submerged by 18 meters of water. Due to this strange and unanticipated event, the extracted shaft is now useless and cannot be used for further excavation. The Onslaught's troops, undeterred by their defeats, resolved to dig a shaft parallel to the money pit in order to access the treasure from the side. The fact that the second shaft also filled
of the team, especially for his dynamic partnership with Gary Drayton, the metal detecting expert. This group of adventurers is not just a band of casual hobbyists. They have cleverly transformed their passion into lucrative business ventures. Their true jackpot seems to be the combination of television exposure and their diverse business activities. Digging into Oak Island soil is only a part of their larger narrative, as they are also creating valuable business opportunities, establishing a brand around their treasure hunting efforts that includes TV appearances, merchandise sales, and public events. Every discovery, big or small, boosts their public profile, attracts more viewers, and potentially brings in more investors to their various enterprises. The Oak Island treasure hunt is a family tradition passed down through generations of Rick Lagena, Alex Lagena, Craig Tester, and Jack Begley. The team is not only focused on finding old treasures, but also building a lasting business that could potentially be worth as much or more than the treasures they are trying to find. Through ups and downs, the team finds more clues about the island's past, making the hunt for treasure even more exciting. Gary Drayton, an English metal detectorist, has become a key player in Rick's treasure hunting team, known for finding various items buried on the island. He has also become a celebrity on spin-off shows, sharing essential insights with viewers. Although his financial gain from these adventures isn't as huge as it might seem, He has written a couple of books and continues to build a strong reputation by finding more than just material treasures. Rick Lagena, a former postal worker in Michigan, turned to treasure hunting after realizing that his previous job wasn't for him. With an estimated net worth of about $20 million, he now has an estimated net worth of about $20 million. The main reason people are drawn to the island isn't the scenery. It's the excitement of finding huge treasures buried deep underground waiting for someone brave enough to dig them up. Despite numerous challenges like spooky lights and scary tales that claim the treasure won't be found until 7 seekers have died, and 6 already have, the search goes on. A memorable moment in Oak Island's history was when they found a stone slab 90 feet down, meant to keep water from going further below. Large stones are actually crucial, marked with promises of great wealth just a bit deeper. A classic so-close moment that has become a big part of the island's story. These clues keep the team digging and the viewers hooked. However, the truth is that Oak Island might take more money than it gives back in treasures. Millions have been spent digging here, chasing what sometimes feels like cleverly hidden clues and small historical bits. As long as there's even a hint of huge wealth, Rick, Gary, and their crew will keep on digging. The thrill of what if brings everyone back, digging through both dirt and history, always hoping the next dig might uncover something that changes everything. In addition to the treasure, there's a real sense of teamwork and unexpected bonuses that make life exciting for those who spend their days digging for gold and historical relics beneath Oak Island. As the digging continues, finding the hidden treasure on Oak Island becomes a race against time. Oak Island, a small island in the 18th century, has been a site of an unending search for treasure that could rival the plots of many TV dramas. Originally named Gloucester Isle by the British in 1776, the island has always been famous for its supposed hidden treasures, attracting many treasure hunters over the years. Franklin D. Roosevelt was deeply interested in treasure hunting before he was president, and was part of a group called the Old Gold Salvage and Wrecking Company. However, like many before and after him, he didn't find much. Fast forward to the present, the Lagena brothers, Rick and Marty, who started their own treasure hunts on the island, which eventually led to the creation of the TV show, The Curse of Oak Island. This show has caught the attention of treasure hunting fans, bringing in large audiences who tune in to see if the long-lost riches will finally be uncovered. Over the seasons, the show has featured the team finding various items, from a 19th century Spanish copper coin and an unverified Roman sword, to fragments of old parchment.
John Wayne, 2 of Hollywood's greatest stars of the 1930s, donated money to multiple expeditions. According to legend, King George VI of England instructed 2 treasure hunters to submit their finds. Despite numerous searches, the treasures of Oak Island have evaded discovery. Rick and Marty Lagena, brothers who were filming their treasure search on Oak Island for the History Channel, were in charge. The fact that this is the 9th season of the program could be indicative of how successful their quest has been thus far. The siblings have unearthed a variety of intriguing artifacts, such as money, weapons, and jewelry, but they have yet to find Captain Kidd's legendary loot. The longer one searches without discovering the treasure, the more reasonable it becomes to question its very existence. The story should be regarded as a myth, despite the fact that many people have searched for his riches. The discovery of evidence that Daniel McGinnis had discovered the money pit in the 1790s did not occur until 1857. In addition, the account differs based on the cited source. There is little evidence to suggest that Captain Kidd concealed valuables on Oak Island, and the popular conception of pirates is wholly fictitious. Walking the plank and other stereotypes, such as parrots and prosthetic legs, are not supported by substantial evidence. The portrayal of Robin Newton as Long John Silver in the 1950 film adaptation of Treasure Island also contributed to the mythologizing of the infamous pirate incident. Contrary to conventional belief, there is only one well-documented case of a pirate actually burying treasure, and it wasn't them. Captain William Kidd. Be sure to stay informed and subscribe for more information on recent discoveries and findings. On Gardner Island, 500 miles away, Kidd buried his wealth, which was discovered less than a year later and used as evidence in his trial and execution. However, it is also conceivable that Kidd hid treasure on Oak Island. Why would Kidd, or any pirate for that matter, go through the trouble of excavating a 30-meter-deep booby-trapped pit to conceal treasure if the objective was merely to keep anything valuable secure? A few meters would have sufficed, correct? Even if Kidd did bury wealth on Oak Island, it is likely lost forever due to the inability of modern technology, such as ground-penetrating radar, to discover it. In 1995, the Woods Hole Oceanographic Institution conducted a scientific investigation of Oak Island to locate any concealed treasure. As a result of their investigation, the crew came to the disappointing conclusion that the fabled inundation of the money pit was not the result of a complex trap, but rather the result of natural geological processes on the island. In Nova Scotia, near Oak Island, there are sinkholes that share some characteristics with the original money pit. Even if the cryptography stones and oak platforms discovered in the money pit appear to disprove this theory, it is important to note that many of these critical pieces of evidence have not vanished despite having been a part of the Oak Island legend for more than a century. Scientists are astounded by a startling new discovery, which can be viewed by clicking the following video.